òkè ńláńlá, òkè wẹ́wẹ́, ìjì líle kò lè dúró níwájú rẹ̀. Ọlọ́run, ẹ ti tóbi tó, ẹ tóbi, Olúwa.
Hi everyone, my name is Bola and this is the beautiful
Abi.
And welcome back to Seriously Donuts episode 3. Whoa, this is completely amazing. Thank you so much for your follows. And Abi, any words?
Like she said, thank you for your follows and the comments. We want more though. Please share your comments. Let us know what you think about what you've seen so far. Well, thank you.
If you're not following us on Instagram, please do. Our handle is at Seriously Donuts. It would mean a lot. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe now. It would be lovely to have you as part of our social family. So let's get in there really quickly.
Let's dig in.
Abi, what's hot?
What's hot? Well, the Chef T and Wunmi Toriola story was trending.
Whoa. So who's Chef T? Let's start from there.
Chef, is it Toyo? Now I can't even remember her name. Apologies. But she's popularly known as Chef T. She's a popular chef on Instagram. She does her own cooking show and just different stuff with food. And she's loved. She has a lot of followers. And so she's seen as an influencer. That's what they call them these days, right? And you know how it is with marketing things now. The movie stars go to the influencers to market their new movies.
Have you noticed how Abby always is on point with all the ongoing gist?
I've tried.
Okay, let's keep
for you guys.
Don't say we don't work for you.
Anyway, so apparently,
tell me more.
Some stars have been contacting her to promote their movies for them.
Okay.
And one of them is Wunmi Toriola. Wunmi is a Yoruba knowledge. I don't know if she does. I think she's does more of Yoruba movies.
Okay.
So, but she's big. She's big. She's well known too. So I think she contacted Chef T.
Okay.
Asking for a collaboration for her to promote Wunmi's new movie, and she got no response. And I think that
she's mad.
Right.
She's
mad about it, and she came online like everyone does now. Like, come, let's wash our dirty linens on. Like, seriously?
I mean, this culture where everybody goes and drags everyone, as we like to say online, is really getting out of hand.
It is.
But if Chef T didn't respond, do you think that was intentional, or do you think it was an oversight?
Well, she has come to say that, I don't know if she was the one that put out the statement, but what I learned is that she doesn't promote others' movies. She doesn't do that, which is fine. No one can make anybody do anything. My take, though, we did a etiquette episode last week, and I'm big on people responding to others. I feel it would not have been too much to have responded to Wunmi to say, thanks for
I hear you.
I can't do
on
this.
On one hand, I hear you, but let's look at the whole Instagram build. Sometimes you don't see some people's messages, especially if you're not following the person. So maybe, what if perchance Chef T didn't say it? Or do you think that it was just a deliberate snub?
Honestly, I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. But what I would say is that when you become an influencer,
you
have a responsibility, yes, to check your messages. And if it's too much, get an assistant. Get a personal assistant.
Well, what I find really annoying is sometimes when you comment on someone's post and they deliberately not responding.
Yes.
They respond to some people. If you're not going to respond to anyone, don't respond to anyone. But it's rude when you go and respond to the blue ticks and then,
Come on.
you just ignore everybody
Let's
else.
focus
Like,
on
yeah,
guys. Let's
you know. So, Chef T
versus Wunmi
Wunmi
Toriola.
Toriola. What say you guys? Do you think it was an outright snub, or do you think that Chef T might be innocent? And even if she saw it and she didn't respond, does she have a responsibility to share her space or her platform with
No.
anyone
She
else?
owes nobody no it's even though she would be paid, I believe they pay them. But if you're not into that, you're not into that. But respond, but respond. If you're big enough to not see all your messages, get an assistant, PA. But I must say though that there are some messages I don't respond to on Instagram too. Like you just send, and this is a business page, because good morning. Okay.
I think
And
that
then
someone trying to make you, they're trying to gaslight you, as they say,
exactly.
to talk it,
So
keeping
in
the
cases
conversation
like
going.
that, instances like I don't respond, but any other thing, come on, respond. And if you're not interested, just say it. There's no need to keep people. It's rude, very rude.
What I think is rude is going out and dragging people
That is
social media,
also
because
tacky.
if you
It's
then
tacky.
find out that it wasn't deliberate, she didn't say it, it went to her spam, you have made this person look
Yeah.
bad in front of how many thousands or millions of people, and you can't take it back. You've made someone look dirty, you've made them look irresponsible, and sorry is not going to fix that.
No.
So I would probably say that try to handle these things offline.
Maybe you should try.
Because social media,
I don't want to
never forgets.
believe you didn't even try to contact her and then you just brought the thing online. That's tacky. Very unnecessary. Just drama. And I think some of these people create drama just to promote the work too. Because when everyone is talking about it, they know
Right
what's
now,
even
what
this
I
about?
have
What
seen-
movie is it about?
What I have seen is that a lot of people just go online and drag people, for the lack of a better word, unnecessarily online, just because, number one, you could probably get some likes or comments. Is really unfair on
Post.
whoever you're dragging, because once the matter is resolved, there's still X amount of people that would
This
never,
bad impression
you
about
know,
this
that you left a
person.
bad
Yeah.
impression about. And yeah, not my style. I hope
Let's stop it. Let's stop calling
let's just
people
stop
out.
dragging
It's just
people.
not necessary.
Absolutely unnecessary, in my opinion. Right, so let's know what you think. That's what we think, but yeah, let's know what you think about this issue. Today, I'm hoping that we speak about something that's really, really close to my heart, because as much as we tend to joke and play a lot and cruise, like Niger say, I think there's a serious side to us.
Of course.
And some of you might have seen some of Abby's scars, and like that one over there, and been thinking that it was there from a skin, bleach or
bleaching gone bad.
bleaching gone bad or whatever. But but the scar she carries is one that she would never try to erase, because it's a sign of great, a life-changing experience that literally has shaped her life. And today I am looking for us to actually share, or Abby has agreed to share this serious and deep conversation that has totally shaped her life. But before we go into that, let's take one more hot topic,
Trending news now.
one more trending news,
Trending.
and then we'll come to this serious topic. So stick with us. What else is new?
Yeah, trending. I just
want
thought.
town.
I just
The G-Star. The
guys.
the Insta babe.
No.
Insta dog, lose your job
just-
right now, because we got Insta babe with the full gist.
Don't mind
Insta
that.
Abby.
Don't mind
What?
These are just all over the place.
It's all right.
You just go on Instagram, and that's the first thing you see.
You're like, amplifier startup.
No way, guys. But on the serious note, trending. I just thought we should talk about the cancel culture. Because recently I saw something about Naira Marley, where it was, I think maybe he released a new song. I don't know. It's trying to come back. We all know that there's been a what would we call it now? Since the Mohbad story,
Okay,
people
so
have
when the
just stopped
Mohbad
listening
story
to him.
happened, obviously a lot of people thought he was complicit in that
Yes.
his death, and everyone said don't listen to his music, don't listen, don't be a Malian, and all of that. And the courts have now come back to say that he had nothing to do with the death. A lot of people still don't believe, but yeah, the cancel culture where we all go out and say don't go to Target, don't shop here, don't shop there, and people do something wrong and we just say as a community cancel this person. Number one, for me, it's very scary because someone could have spent their whole life building their career and one. Yeah, I mean, this
mistake.
one
It could be
mistake,
major,
misstep,
though. It doesn't even.
and you
And
know,
then you just throw all of that hard work away.
and people just see only the now
Yeah.
and forget all the works that they
Hey, he who without is without sin.
cast the first stone.
Is it that your own sin is prettier? I just don't like. Let me say something first about the case.
Okay.
I think that people thinking Naira Marley was responsible is ridiculous. I thought he should be held responsible for the bullying because bullying is a no-no. I saw the videos, they were painful to watch. So by all means, yeah, let him get a bit of heat for all that bullying. You shouldn't bully. And am I a fan of Naira Marley's? Tunes are catchy, I would move, but I don't like the lyrics.
The answer is yes.
I think, no, I don't, no, I'm not Miley. I don't like the lyrics. His lyrics are dirty and, but the beats, once in a while, you just want to.
This is what I'm saying, that the
go to
now, I'm telling you, the music now, don't even bother listening to the words. Because if you listen to the words, the angels will not let you play that song. And the heavenly army will not let you play because the words are just ridiculous.
Yes.
But the beats, what the producers are doing. Anyway,
anyway,
back to the convo.
So yeah, him getting cancelled for an alleged it wasn't even. I thought it was silly. I didn't think it should be like cancelled. Even though like I said, I'm not a big fan of his music. I would dance to it every now and again, but I don't think anyone has the right to cancel another person for their mistakes, or maybe if they killed someone. But
yeah, on the one hand, I can see where the cancel culture can be valid, where we need to have a unified voice against something. But I think we should use it more for possibilities and for positive things, not for killing people's works or killing people's ambition and killing people's life work, basically. Naira Marley does not have any other job, as far as we know. He has a responsibility to look after his family.
Come on.
Music is his thing. Let's free this guy.
It's just like R. Kelly. We could talk about Hollywood.
Another matter.
Michael Jackson. So many stars that people have just decided, we're not.
Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson was alive, I didn't let all this cancel culture.
Just like R. Kelly, I cannot stop listening to it.
I can. Well, so I guess I'm guilty.
Yeah, exactly. So
I struggle to listen to R. Kelly because I can't separate
those songs are too
that love from what I see him doing. When I hear all those loves, I'm like, I don't want my mind to.
But he's in jail or what? So when people are being punished for their misdeeds or for their sins, why should we keep hammering them? Do we want to kill them? Will you be happy if
this is the whole thing, right? Because people go to jail, people get sentences as payback for something that they've done wrong. So should we keep punishing them?
What if they've had a rebirth where they've had to
you're absolutely
think
correct.
through what they did and their so did we conduct when you do something, would you want people to write you off completely? Let's always try to put ourselves in
because that's what the whole correctional system is about, that when you get punished, we don't have to keep punishing you as a society, to let it go and say that you've paid your dues
exactly.
and you've learned from
You've
it.
reflected,
And, you know,
you're out a
online-
better person, hopefully. I know it's not
I
always
think there's
the
a
case.
lesson there for us all to learn, and for me as well, because none of us are perfect.
No, don't cancel me. If I don't
And we
make
all have
mistakes,
the right
don't cancel me.
And we all have a right to change our minds. So, on the one hand, today I might feel like this person is whatever, or I might say that I don't eat here, I don't eat there, and you give me a good conversation or
Yeah.
a good convincing argument, I should be allowed to change my mind without the fear of people screen munching where I said no, to say that, well, you said no. My no does not have to be a no forever. If I get a more superior argument for a yes, I can and will move on to yes. This is wisdom, this is growth. And I think that that's something we need to look at. So that cancel culture, maybe something that we need to look at.
People do too much. Let's give people a second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance.
I suppose this is where this we look, we don't judge thing came from. Let's try to be less judgmental about other people and just
show some grace, some grace.
Just extend some grace. Okay. So let's get in there. Experiences that have shaped our lives. I'm really keen to speak about this one because when I look at Abby, I see a survivor. And I'm talking about Abby here next to me. I see someone that is so graced and so blessed by God to be here on earth, just like I am. And I have my own story as well to tell, which I will also share.
With us
but I want Abby to share the story of this beautiful scar she beautifully carries with pride. You might have seen one on her arm as well, and which is gracefully covered today. But if you see the scar, here is the story. Abby? Tell us.
I would always sing. The number of my scars are the number of my victories.
I will always sing.
Okay, so we should start from there. Okay. I would always sing. In my house, they call me soundtrack. If you say something, I'll have a song to go with it.
Absolutely.
So, the number of my scars are the number of my victories.
Yes.
That's why my praise will never be the same as yours.
I'm in church right now.
Okay, guys. So, this fateful day, it's not 2 years, right? Yeah, 2 years ago, I went to Nigeria to visit my dad in Abuja. And I was, people that follow me know I love my long walks. So I was just on my, I think I was on the 4th lap. I was walking with my sister. She was also visiting daddy from Lagos. And
guys, you have to wait for this story. This babe has stared death in the face and is here to talk about it.
We're having a lovely walk, just catching up, singing, dancing. I was still dancing. Just having a good time, enjoying our walk. I just spoken with my family at home. Just everything was going well. It was the 4th day of my visit, and the next, just as we were taking the 4th lap, like I said, I just sensed. When you sense a presence. I looked back, and we were walking against traffic. So the roads, it was a private estate. Yes, a private estate, wide road, like enough room for 3 cars or even 4. Let's just say 3 cars, wide road. So we were against or facing traffic. So
that's how you do anyway, so that
so that you can see oncoming traffic, and if there's you can move out of the way. But I just sensed something, and then I looked back and saw those. You guys will be familiar with Prado Jeeps, but it's a 4x4, quite big. And I'm like, why is this car? It was obviously off its lane. When a car should be going this way, and then it's coming this way towards us. And don't think, so why were you just standing there staring? What I'm talking about is just within split seconds. Like, I'm just trying to process all of this. Why is this car coming? Oh, is it my brother? Because my brother was home too. Is it playing with us? You know how some people can be playing with you, because it was just ridiculous. It was obviously off the road. We were in quite bright colors, colored workout gears, and we're tall girls.
So you
myself,
knew that
so I knew the person
scene, yeah.
and see us. And then the next minute, this guy, oh, could it be someone that lives in the estate, has not seen us in a while, wants to say hi? Oh, he's not stopping. Could it? Before I could even process the next thought, I just, heard, when you hear that boom sound.
My goodness.
And it was my chest. And the pain was just intense. It was so much. I just fell to the ground in pain, praying that God, please let this be over. And I'm still trying to process what's happening. That the car just hit me. Where's my sister? And the next thing, I just felt tires on me.
Oh my God.
This car was driving over me, and I think my top must have hooked something, and then
oh my goodness.
me.
So it not only hit you, it went over you, and it was dragging you.
And then
Jesus,
I was just
Lord,
in so much pain.
Whoa.
I was just, and I couldn't breathe. I was struggling to breathe. And I was just thinking, my God, is my sister okay? Oh, my children. Because honestly, I thought that was it.
Alone would take anyone out.
I thought that was it. I thought I was going. And the car stopped, thankfully. And then I managed to roll out from under it. And I was on the road. Then I could hear people screaming. People, you know how accident scenes in Nigeria, people will start running.
Hey,
shouting, so much chaos. Lift her, put her in the car. I couldn't talk because the little energy or strength I had was just trying to focus on me, because it was a struggle to breathe.
Oh my God.
So finally we got in the car. They were taking me away. Luckily for me, this is where this testimony, it was just a miracle. It wasn't two of us walking on that road. Like I always say, there was another with us. Just like there was another in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Oh my God.
There was another with us.
Oh my God.
And it was the one that stood. And even me looking back, I think it was the nudge of the Holy Spirit. Because if I had not looked back, the collision or the contact would have hit my back. And I would have fallen. So we're talking about spinal cord. I would probably have hit my head so it would have been worse. So I think I'm a woman of faith. I pray. We were even still praying as we were walking, singing praises, dancing. As it was a nudge of the Holy Spirit to look back when I saw that car, so that I knew, even though it was all very fast, I kind of knew what was coming. So it hit me, and then I could control how I went down.
So at that point where you thought, I've just been hit by a car, it's literally dragging me, I'm in pain, I can't speak. Did you panic? How did you find peace at that point to have faith in God that you were going to get through it?
Honestly, I wasn't sure I would. I wouldn't lie to you. I was just thinking about my kids, because I was just like, my God. After I thought, okay, what could have happened to my sister? Because she was nowhere. I couldn't.
The car had hit her.
Yes. Apparently, it had knocked her off the way. She was on the pavement somewhere, and no one saw her, because I was on the main road. So all the attention was on me. I was bruised and battered. I had blood. My clothes were turned.
Jesus.
So they didn't see her. And she had a concussion too. She blacked out. Till today, if you ask my sister that what happened, she doesn't know anything until she just got up. She just suddenly got up herself, saw them putting me in the car, and then luckily we were not far from my dad's house. So she was able, this is a girl that had just been hit, had a concussion. She had scars on her face because hers was more of the head. So probably head injury.
Yeah.
But God woke her up, and she was able to alert those at home that they're taking Bimbo somewhere.
Oh my.
So she just panicked. They called my brother. He even thought I was kidnapped, because the staff just went, Auntie Bimbo, want to Bello, want to. So he just thought, kidnappers. I said, no. So they were able to stop the car right before it hit the express, because they were taking me to a general hospital where only God knows if I would
my
have
God.
made it.
Oh
So
my God.
just as we were about, they stopped. My brother just crossed in front of the car. Stop her, stop her. Then directed them to a different hospital where I was able to get oxygen. I was on oxygen for about 6 days. I was in ICU. I couldn't move. My ribs were cracked.
For
It
those
had
that don't know,
punctured.
ICU is intensive care unit. This is like really, like literally between life and death. My
It had
goodness.
punctured because my ribs were cracked, so it punctured my lung. Hence why I was struggling to breathe.
Yes.
So I had blood transfusion because I was
Wow.
low. I didn't want. I kept saying, please don't. I said, if we don't do it, I was still fighting, and I was like, oh God, I don't want this. If we don't do it, we can't say we're not sure you'll make it. And so I had that. I think I had 3 pints. Is that what they call it? I think I had 3. And then I have scars all over. So I had a stitch. They had to stitch somewhere here, stitch somewhere on my hand, stitch somewhere at the back. So just pain. Everywhere was painful. I had scars all over my body. I remember when my husband flew into the country because he had to come to see what was happening himself. My father's staff told him that for days they could see my skin on the road because he pulled. He was dragging me on the tarred road, so he pulled my skin, which is why a lot of the scars until it rained and probably washed it away. So it's when I remember all what I went through, and the healing process was even fast. It was all just God. And I remember that my sister came to stay with me when I got out of the ICU. Even then, I just told them, they were amazed too at my recovery. The rate I left the ICU, I went to the private ward. I was in hospital for 2 weeks, even though after discharge, I had to be going every day I just wanted to leave the hospital. Getting home, I couldn't move. I was on, I had to use crutches, aids, so some walking. I was so worried. They thought, okay, I had the physio team teaching me, just trying to make sure that you need to get back your motion. You need to keep doing this. But everything was just painful. It was painful. And so my sister came in, the one that was in the accident with me, moved in with me into the hospital, and we were there together I couldn't sleep most nights. And one song God gave me then was, Okay, la, okay, where, ìjì líle, kò lè dúró níwájú rẹ̀, Ọlọ́run, ẹ ti tóbi tó, ẹ tóbi. Olúwa. And
you're gonna have to teach me that
I would cry because of the pain. But I knew that was there on that road with us. But Jesus was there too. And he said, no, he stood. So that's why that song, the Spirit always, because like he was there.
Ijin, like a battle, like how do you translate Ijin?
Yeah, like storm,
like a big storm.
Yeah, like a big storm. So I felt,
to devastate.
honestly, I knew
Not
that
like that
darkness.
storm.
I could feel it that it was there. So that was death. I could feel it. But God stepped in. Jesus said, no, not these girls. You're not taking them there. So my being here today, it's by his mercy. God showed me mercy. He was there that day and he stood for me. And that's my testimony.
Wow.
That's my testimony.
Wow.
I was out of the hospital in 2 weeks, getting my treatment. I couldn't travel back home. I was meant to be in Nigeria for 3 weeks. I ended up spending a few months.
Some holiday that no one will be forgetting. So next time, guys, when you see this scar, just remember that she carries it with pride, to remember the gift of life.
It's my testimony.
It's a testimony. It's a sign.
My victory.
I know, right?
So yeah,
Oh.
so maybe one day I would still do, because I remember we took a picture. Remember the picture we took and they cleaned everything up. It looked so nice. I'm like, oh my God, I miss that, having that clean. Like now, I don't like wearing shorts, or sometimes I can show it up to here, but I have the scars up to it's ugly. It's ugly, and
This
I've
is
got
the
them all over.
sometimes ugly is beautiful.
Yes.
Sometimes if we stick around to hear the story of what
Behind
we
the
describe as
yes,
ugly is so beautiful.
it
Like
is.
this one.
Yeah.
I mean, how does a car literally go
Drive
over
over
you,
you, drag you,
drag you,
and you.
puncture your lungs? You can't speak. They put you in a car on the way somewhere to some kind of hospital you don't know. Your brother, that your sister, who was also hit, ran to say, and she still managed to catch them. The conspiracy of miracles, of events that happen to show that yet God never left your side.
So when you say that on the show,
Wow.
we talk a lot about God. We have women of faith. We've
Yes.
seen God.
Unashamedly,
We've seen Him walk in our lives. And that's what will lead us to Bola's own
We
testimony
have
now. Yes.
You know, someone came on my page one day and said that, Bola, your page is so funny because it's like a church service, it's like a party, it's like inspirational. Is this church? Is this fellowship?
We
But,
are the church.
we are the
carry
church
God.
because if you knew our story, you would understand why
Yes.
it's so difficult to remove God.
Oh yes, we
from
can't
the
try that.
picture.
Yeah.
I mean, Abby just shared a deep story as to how she's a survivor, how she learned how to walk again. And I feel like she's even summarized it. And over time, we'll start to unpack it more and speak about it more as we go along.
I
Because
agree. It
now,
was a process. All the healing at home.
Yeah.
I couldn't to even get off the bed to go to the toilet, and my sister would how they would deep clean. She had to deep clean clean me for thank
you,
God
sis.
for family, for the love of family. They were my hospital, they knew my siblings, and I was always with guests, and they would come, and we tried to, they would make me happy, and it was wonderful to have my family and friends around me taking care, but it was tough. The healing process too, even when I was home, it was only God, only God.
Wow.
Only God.
Wow.
So over to Bola, right? So
Right. So thank you for sharing that deep convo. Wow. So mine was different circumstances. However, I know that God actually stepped in there to save me as well. So I think it's about a year or so ago now where I was just feeling like really tired, and I'd had a procedure done, and the doctors didn't realize that I lost quite a bit of blood. So I was just watching TV, and my husband was there, and I just said to him that, Sean, I feel a bit tired. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm tired. And my husband has this way of being like the hubby, but the daddy is like, yeah, da, 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 da. Just be careful. He just has this loving way of being a bit much in a good way. So he was like, concerned because I usually don't complain. I just keep it moving. So I know that the minute I said that to him, just because you understand my personality, that I hardly ever complain, he was alert.
Picked up on it, yeah.
So I went to the loo, and I just realized that I couldn't get up.
Oh wow.
I literally went to the loo, did my thing. Thank God it was a numb
Was it
one.
your legs, or from just
when you
weakness,
just
or
know that there was no
oh
strength
my God.
in your body to get up. And then I tried to get up, and bloop,
Oh,
and there I was. Couldn't get up, and I just screamed at my husband that,
thank God you were even
yeah,
scream.
yeah, I was just like, Sean, something is wrong. I can't get up. And my husband is there, and in a split second, I felt like my body was stiffening up.
No way.
I started seeing, what's it called? Loved ones have passed away.
No ways.
My eyes, you know how when you have a cinematic view on TV,
God.
everything started going brown. It was like evening.
Wow.
And at that point, I felt like I'm dying. I'm dying. And I'm telling you, the crazy thing about this
Oh
thing
my
is
God.
that when you feel like you're dying, the way that your life summarizes everything for you in under 20 seconds, you see the people you love. Like, you know how you talked about your kids. You see the people that your death or your absence would impact the most. And I kept hearing my husband saying, Bola, fight!
Wow.
Bola, fight! Don't go!
God.
Every time I'll be like,
Oh my God.
I could hear my husband's voice saying, Bola, you are the only one. Fight!
Oh
Don't
my God.
accept. Don't. And, it almost felt like you could say yes or you could
Just
try
yeah.
or you could try. It was such a surreal experience and it was scary at the same time. And then at this point, there was a point that I felt myself hugging myself, like almost like the final handshake
Oh my
to life.
God.
Like, well done, Bola.
Oh my.
Everything that you could.
Oh.
And I felt a bit proud of myself. But when my husband kept shouting, Bola,
Fight.
you must fight.
Wow.
You must fight. I remember summoning up the courage.
Wow.
And I remembered Jerry Izzy. And I was like, play Jerry Izzy. Play Jerry Izzy.
I know, are there NSSBDNs in the house?
And the funny
What
thing
God
is
cannot do
does not
okay.
exist. The funny thing is that I was one of the early Jerry Izzy adopters. But as I grew up and spent enough time, I stopped really watching like, we know where Jerry Izzy old school. And I stopped really joining. But I always remember that there was a particular Wednesday, or I think it's Wednesday or Tuesday. I was just like, just play it. Just play it. At this point, they had called the NHS. And thank you, NHS. You would never, ever, ever catch me say one negative thing about the NHS, right? Because just incredible. The NHS 999 was called and they were here.
Oh wow.
So for the first few minutes, they were just working hard to stabilize me.
God.
And so they took me out, put me in the ambulance.
Oh my God.
Drips, the lot. That was my first. I've never ever fallen ill like in this country. I've never, and to now think that the first like boom on the floor was that major. But I mean, just the fact that God gave me a second chance, because I felt it. I felt everything stiffening up. I felt my body stiffening. I felt my mouth stiffening.
I'm having goosebumps.
And then,
like goosebumps.
Honestly, when people say that, I'm depressed, I want to die. When death comes, you will not want to go. Because the moment I had a chance, I was like, man, get Jerry. All this matter. Pastor Jerry is your old school people. Shagot, I think Auntie Stephanie, love you lots. She was like booming on the Jerry's, speaking in tongues. My husband just making sure that he didn't lose me in terms of me staying. So at times I'll feel like wheezy, like I'm gonna like. I'll just be here. Bola, fight. Don't go. And then I'll pop myself up again.
God.
Bola, fight. And honestly, I don't know why God gave me another chance, but I'm grateful.
No sense.
I'm grateful on so many counts because I felt me hug me and say, well done. But can I really say that if I had gone to the other side, Jesus would have said, well done. I gave myself a good mark that, you were good, you were diligent, you showed up, you did the work, you did this. But did I really, or would I have seen Jesus and would he have said,
Well done,
done?
my faithful servant.
You know, so for me, those were things that were playing in my head as I recovered. And as I was in hospital, I was still posting on Instagram, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
How long
Nobody.
were you in hospital?
I was in hospital for, I think, about 2 weeks or so. Nobody knew. And then I had to be on bed rest for another week or so because I didn't also want a blood transfusion. So I literally had to grow back my own red blood cells and all the works and had folic acid. Because apparently when they had the other, what had happened was that when I had the procedure, I'd lost blood and they didn't realize. So,
Oh my
so a
God.
little bit of error on
Yeah.
NHS, but at the same time,
They
NHS
redeemed
was there to
themselves.
catch me. So, yeah. So I just thank God. So when you see me talk about God, when you see me say God did this, when you hear me say God spoke to me, God did this, God, this is like 1% of my story.
Mm.
And that 1%, some people have a simple headache and they're out. Some people have, a small issue. They go and take out their tooth and they're out. But God literally saved me. I saw my father. I saw like my father-in-law, the people that I loved. It was almost like I was going.
Wow.
And the epic thing is how everything was going brown, how it was going like evening. Man, I just thank God for life and the abundance of life. This experience has shaped me. And, when people hear me talk about the things I'm working on now as a legacy project, legacy because I've come to terms with my own mortality. I've stopped thinking that this Bola is like live forever. None of us are going to live forever.
Yes, this is not our home.
This is not our home. Heaven is our home.
So tend to forget
let's
that sometimes.
live joyfully, happily, enjoying the things God has given us. And for me, one of the things I feel God has given me to enjoy life is fashion. So I feel like my boys and my family.
Yes.
And so now I'm more intentional about the people that God has placed into my life. And every time somebody walks into my life now, I don't see it as an accident. Like when I met you and I heard your story, I knew that was God just putting me in touch with, look, that was just God showing off like, this is how I save my people. Like, hear her story. When people come to me and they're working with us, our team, I don't see anybody as there by accident.
But yeah.
I see it as a conspiracy of blessings and the hand of God just joining up everything for my good and for his glory on earth.
Oh, absolutely.
So if at any point you hear us talking about Christ, you hear us talking about the church, about our faith, look, we're always going to be inseparable. So this is the basis and the foundation for our faith here at Seriously Donuts. We are the ones that came back to say thank you, God, for that which you've done. Thank you for giving us a voice. Thank you for giving us a platform, not to only talk about the things that we love and enjoy about life, but to speak about your goodness, how you've been good to us, and how you continue to give us a chance to live beautiful lives.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Wow, what a testimony.
This is our story.
Yes.
This is our song. Praising our Savior all the day long. This is our story. This is our song. We'll be praising our Savior all the day long. Welcome to Sunday service. Seriously Donuts. Thank you for listening,
Thank
guys.
you so much for listening, guys.
Till next week, I hope you enjoyed watching Seriously Donuts. Don't forget to live good lives, full lives, enjoy your lives. Tomorrow was promised to no one, and be blessed. But before we go,
be considerate. You never know what the other person is going through, so let's all extend some grace and enjoy your life. Be joyful, like she said.
But before we go, I want to just say a personal thank you to a friend who passed away yesterday, Abisola Koladahisi. May God bless you. Rest in peace. You were loved very much. And we can't explain why you left us, but I know that God loved you, and God bless you. May God bless your husband, your family. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
We love you.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, like,
share,
and follow.
and let us hear your testimonies as well. I know God has been awesome in your lives too, and I know that we'd love to hear your stories.
We'd love to hear your stories. We love you all. See you next week.
See you next
On
week.
Seriously Donuts. Bye. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.